I think. I don't see anything as usual. Restream is having trouble getting going here. So, let's get a coffee. It's Friday, so you know that it's a chill day. And I'm always chill on Friday. That's what my style consultant told me I should be. And I'm still not sure, but there it looks like I am transmitting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm John Miglosh for the Wisconsin DMA and the International Society for Strategic Marketing. Too much light here on my face. Let's get over to the news. I got way too much to cover, and so we'll just dig into it. This is Dave Trott, and he's featured in an article I'm going to talk about shortly, but I wanted to start with his talk, just a piece of it, and I'll put the link in the show notes over on WDMA, and I'll try to put it on LinkedIn. But, you know, get over to WDMA and subscribe if you watch these things, and you'll always be able to get the show notes. So Dave is talking about the history of advertising, and that kids today don't have the background in pre-CG and pre-AR and you know, all this different stuff that we use as techniques to get our message across, and to, you know, all this impact and all this emotion. He's kind of talking about storytelling. So I'll just play the first two little pieces here to pick it up where it belongs. Whoops, hold on. Where's the sound? Oh, here, I turned it down. Let's turn it all the way up.
Big, bigger, biggest, roomiest, longer, longest, smarter, crisper, lowest, smaller, massive, glamorous, distinctive, elegant, well-built, bold, roomy, impressive, versatile, fabulous, smooth, smoothest, luxurious, supercharged, tough, heavy, awesome, and yet surprisingly affordable.
You get the idea that all advertising was about saying, we've got more and more and more and more and more and more until everybody crams as much as they can into an ad. You couldn't remember any of it. You couldn't remember what it was or who it was for or anything. It was just loads of pollution washing over you.
I love his voice.
And then a little car company that nobody ever heard of did this ad.
And that we just fought in a war. They don't even show the car. Look at this. Now you know what it is, but it's not much of a feature shot. Not how fast it goes.
Have you ever wondered how the man who drives a snowplow drives to the snowplow? This one drives a Volkswagen.
Epic galoshes.
So you can stop wondering.
CG, just regular camera work. It's like Potemkin, if you're into film history.
Okay, that's where good advertising started. It started with an idea. Instead of more and more words and more tunes and more claims, just a lot of empty space and one single, bold, powerful idea. And treat people like adults, treat people like grown-ups. It's a bit of fun, but it's a powerful, simple claim that you'll remember. And the fact of that led you to be able to go in to treat people like adults for the first time and to make the claim you wanted to make, but in order to make it memorable, to have fun with it. So you got the very first ads that I ever saw that actually made me like advertising. Ads like this, when American Motors wanted to say that they had a car that was cheap and reliable and it would last a long time. And so they did this.
All right, now let's see if we can find first. No, that's not it. No, believe me, it's in there somewhere.
No matter how rough you treat a rebel, it's awfully hard to hurt it. A survey of professional driving schools shows that they use more of our cars than any other kind.
How am I doing?
A lot better than yesterday. Turn left.
I can't do it while you're watching me.
Okay, turn left. How does it feel the first time out in traffic, Mr. Moss? Mr. Moss? Mr. Moss? Look out for the truck!
What truck?
Behind the bus!
What bus?
The Rebel has held its own against some of the worst drivers in the world.
Should I turn the windshield wiper on?
At this point, it looks like the Rebels are going to outlast the teachers.
See, that's the first time I saw that ad. I wasn't even in advertising. I was a kid at school in England, and I saw some American ads, and I thought, that's fantastic. You treat people like they've got a brain. You make a strong selling point, but you do it with fun. You make an ad that you want to watch again and again. And then the same agency.
Well, we'll stop there. I'll put the link out there. That is probably worth the price of admission today. And I love Dave's voice. And I'm going to track down more about him and more about the Sue Ullman, I think it is. Or we'll find it out because we're going to get over to the regular news. Okay, so let's go over there. Oops, let's go over there. Let's get the clickety clicks. And this is Sue Unerman, something like that. Anyway, well, Facebook decided to delete 1 billion users' facial recognition data. And so if you're one of the 3 billion or something, but you're a regular user, that's probably you that just got deleted by Facebook. And it's about time, I guess. What did they have 1 billion? You know, we did Smarter Every Day a couple of weeks ago on the data farms that Facebook is building around the country that are just massive. They're as big as shopping centers. Maybe that's what they should do with old shopping centers. Here's a great article from Nonprofit Pro. American Battlefield Trust was trying to save the Perryville, Kentucky battlefield site. Okay, and it was the last piece of the battlefield that they didn't have in trust, and they needed $27,000 to finish it up, and so they didn't know what to do. They were $27,000 short, and so they said, well, let's try writing to the 3,200 donors that gave the last time. They'd averaged about $50 a piece, and so they put a mailer together, an envelope, number 10 letter with a color brochure map that they had printed previously, so they were all set with that, and about $1 a piece of cost, a little more than $1 a piece, maybe $1.25. And it turned out that they raised $127,000, and they netted a 48% response, and the gift average gift size went from 58 to 82, so about a 40% increase, and they won a gold at the 2020 Maxi Awards. What a cool story. You know, mail isn't always going to work, and I would highly suggest that you avoid mailing quantities of that small a size unless you have a special something to say, because you don't expect a 50% response. But sometimes you can, and if you really, really have a good list and a good offer, that's the time to go. Okay, now let's get over to this old ideas section by Sue Unerman, maybe. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, Sue. I apologize for that. It's a powerful idea to consider how cut through the clutter worked in the world before computers. And Dave Trott, that's that video we just watched, okay? Also, the Work Report, which we've talked about a couple of times, Royal Mail analyzed some successful use case studies that used direct mail. And what they found was basically that I wanted to get to this. They coined a Frankenstein word called fidgetal advertising. I'm fidgetal. Anyway, which is physical with digital. And the response rates will go up if you combine physical and digital. So fidgetal advertising Great. Okay. But anyway, so people between the ages of 15 and 24 are most likely to trust direct mail. They're the most likely. What do you think of that? Isn't that great? And so there's a lot of here. This is a good line. This is great from Sue. There's a lot of rhetoric about the speed of change, how everything is fundamentally different. But you know what? Fundamentally, nothing has changed. People are the same. Human nature has not changed. And we can produce great work only if we have true human insight. You have to know what's going to catch on. You have to know how to cut through the clutter. Okay? And then she spoke about evolution. 500 years ago, the amount of information and data the average person was likely to see in an entire year probably equated to 60 minutes of scrolling through social media now. But our human brains haven't evolved much in that time frame. If anything, we're dumber. I saw a meme that said in the 1940s, car user manuals told you how to regrind the valves, pull the engine apart. Now they just have idiot lights that you can't get rid of no matter what you do. Although I've learned how to do that with a $6 item from eBay. Which is why we blank out and ignore nearly everything else we see and just retain the tiny amount that interests or entertains us. And probably not even that. You know, just try to think about. This is one of those things that this is why I don't do that fast-paced social media too much. Try to just think about what you looked at last night before you went to bed when you had time to relax, right? So, you know, I watched a sailing video about a 3-week passage from Australia to the Maldives by a family of 5 on a almost 60-foot catamaran. I remember watching that. I remember watching a guy dig a trench for his solar panel in the middle of nowhere. Let's see if I think I watched another one about planting garlic. You're getting an insight into my brain. So, and I watched an hour-long beekeeping video about keeping bees without chemical pesticides. Never mind. The point is that the slower, and you know, one of them was very poor quality. The slower stuff might actually connect better. The stories. Okay? Cutting through the clutter is more crucial as a skill than ever before for communication. A distinctive old idea, one that stirs us emotionally and triggers our memories, may well be a good place to start. And for those of you who don't know, this is Sue's picture. For those of you who don't know, consulting engagements are available through the WDMA. Just get in touch with me, John, at WDMA.org. Likely I can solve your problems within minutes, and I'll try to stretch it out for a couple of days. No, that's not true. Anyway, have a great day. A style consultant is not going to like that one. Have a great day. Like and share. Your friends will know you're smart. Bye-bye.